Good morning, students. In the last class, we have seen the three types of price elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand. That is positive income elasticity of demand. In that there are three. That is unitary income elasticity of demand, less than unitary income elasticity of demand, or income elastic demand, more than unitary income elasticity of demand, or income elasticity of demand. The second one is negative income elasticity of demand, and the third one is zero income elasticity of demand. In today's class, we are going to see importance of income elasticity of demand. Okay, why this income elasticity of demand is very important for a business. Okay, first one is decision regarding investment. Now, as we all know, जब डेवलप कंट्री रहते हैं, ओके, द रेट ऑफ इनकम आर राइजिंग इन डेवलप कंट्री विच विल रिजल्ट इन डबलिंग देयर इनकम इन अ पीरियड ऑफ 20 to 25 years. ओके, सो योर अंडर डेवलप कंट्रीज जो है उनका इनकम क्या होता है, इट इज़ ग्रोइंग. ओके, द इनकम, नेशनल इनकम जो है इट इज़ ग्रोइंग, दो द ग्रोथ रेट इज़ नॉट स्टडी एज द केस ऑफ डेवलप कंट्रीज. ओके, सो योर राइज इन इनकम डज नॉट अफेक्ट डिमांड फॉर वेरियस गुड. सो योर फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ प्रोड्यूसर जो है वो क्या करता है, दे थिंक दैट वेदर वॉट एवर रिसोर्सेज आर देयर, वेदर टू रीअलोकेट द रिसोर्सेज अमॉन्ग डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज. ओके, सो योर they invest in industries whose income is inelastic of demand. Okay, जो वो कौन से प्रोडक्ट में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे whose products demand is inelastic. Okay, for example there are some wide range of consumer goods. Okay, for example cars, scooters जो है which are highly durable goods and are highly demanded. Okay, when there is increase is rapidly increasing in progressive countries as the national income rises. But in case of industries whose income is low and inelastic, okay, income is inelastic of demand, the demand rises very slowly. Okay, with the income. Okay, so here investment in such industries rises slowly. For goods whose negative income elasticity is negative, the demand, okay, for example inferior goods जो है, okay, whose demand will decline as economic growth progresses. Okay, so first thing which will help in decision regarding investment. Second thing is forecasting of demand. Now the knowledge of income elasticity for the future, okay, that is forecasting for the future, is possible only when there is future change activity of the demand. Okay, if the demand जो है, if the income change is permanent, okay, it is permanent, then there is greater changes that a demand caused, okay, demand because of the change can be planned. Okay, and habitat can be modified. But if in case the income जो है, if there is sudden change in income, okay, if it is temporary, okay, then the demand will change very slowly. Moreover, future demand of the product is also affected by the factors that other than the income. Next is classification of commodity. So depending on income elasticity, the commodity can be defined. For example, if the income elasticity is positive, then the commodity is of normal type. Okay, but if the income elasticity is negative, okay, then the demand is of the commodity which is there, it is of inferior type. For example, cereals, jawar, bajra, okay, they are of inferior goods, so income elasticity is negative over there. If the income elasticity is coefficient to positive and greater than 1, that is unitary, okay, then it is of luxury type. For example, TV sets, cars, okay, which are of highly income elastic. Next is if the income income elasticity coefficient is positive but less than unity, okay, then the commodity is of essential one. For example, demand for food grains are of income elastic. Okay, now for example, if the income, okay, if the income of the goods is coefficient is 0, okay, and then the commodity is of neutral type. For example, consumption of the commodity of, for example, salt, matchbox, okay, they are of zero income elasticity. So based on the classification, the production or businessman can decide whether how much to produce, how to produce, or whom to produce. Okay, that can be decided based on the type of the commodity. The last type of जो लास्ट हमारा था, ओके, द लास्ट टाइप ऑफ इनकम इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड इज क्रॉस इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड. सो देर इज अ म्यूचुअल रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन चेंज इन द प्राइस एंड क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड ऑफ टू रिलेटेड गुड्स. ओके, मतलब हियर चेंज इन द प्राइस ऑफ वन कमोडिटी, कोई भी कमोडिटी हो, ओके, इफ देर इज चेंज इन द प्राइस देन that will cause change in the prices or demand for the related good. For example, if there is change in the price of the tea, then there will be more demand for coffee. Okay, if there is change in the price of the car, will cause the change in the demand for petrol. Okay, so here there is a mutual relationship between quantity demanded of the goods that due to change in the price of the other goods. Okay, so that is known as cross elasticity of demand. Now cross elasticity of demand is given by, the definition is given by Ferguson. He says the cross elasticity of demand is the proportional change in the quantity of the goods goods X demanded resulting from the given relative change in the price of the related good Y. Okay, so according to his definition, they say what, there is proportional change in the quantity X goods X demanded resulting from the given relative change in the price of the related goods, that is Y. Okay, so यहाँ से हम लोग पता कर सकते हैं कि if there is change in the price of one commodity, there the change in the demand for the other commodities rise or fall. Okay, then next is types of cross elasticity. So here there are three types of cross elasticity. First one is positive, second one is negative, third one is zero. So first we will see what is positive cross elasticity. So here when goods are substituted of each other, then the percentage change rise in the price of the goods will lead to percentage increase in the demand of the other goods. Okay, for this is known as cross elasticity of demand is positive. Suppose if there is price of the coffee का जो price है is rising, okay, then there will be increase in the demand for tea. ओके, सपोज हम लोग कॉफ़ी पीते हैं और सडनली कॉफ़ी का प्राइस राइज हो जाता है. सो कॉफ़ी नहीं है तो हम लोग टी ले सकते हैं. सो डिमांड क्या होगा, टी का डिमांड क्या होगा, इट विल राइज. सो दैट इज नोन एज पॉजिटिव क्रॉस इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड. सो यू ऑल कैन सी हियर. See, this is quantity of tea and price of coffee. When the price of coffee was over here, okay, when the price of coffee was here, the quantity was this much. When the price is raised of coffee, then the demand for the tea increased. Okay, so here the slope is from right to left. Okay, sorry, left to right. Okay, itna yaad rakhna. So slope is going upwards from left to right. It means when the price of the coffee rises, it will reach to the increase in the demand for tea. But when the price of the coffee falls, okay, then the demand for the tea will decrease. Okay, that is known as positive cross elasticity of demand. Next one is negative. Okay, so this is in the case of complementary goods. Positive कहाँ पे रहता है, it is for substitute goods. Okay, second one is negative. It is mostly in case of complementary goods, मतलब they are jointly demanded goods. For example, car and petrol, those are what, jointly demanded. Butter and bread, they are jointly demanded, so these are complementary goods. So when there is rise in the price of the bread, okay, then what will happen, जो demand है, okay, the demand for the other goods, okay, will fall. So here proportionate rise in the price of the one will lead to proportionate fall in the demand for other. Okay, जैसे कि अगर ब्रेड का प्राइस राइज हो गया तो कोई बटर नहीं खरीदेगा. जो लोग बटर और ब्रेड दोनों साथ में खाते हैं, so if there is rise in the price of the bread, people will not buy butter. Okay, so here when there is rise in the price of the other one commodity, there will be less demand for another commodity. So यहाँ पे देखो quantity demand of butter. Okay, here quantity demand of butter, price of the bread. Now when the price of the bread was here, demand was more, quantity demanded of butter was more. But when the price of the butter rised, okay, demand for the butter, quantity demanded for the butter was less. So here the demand curve is from left to right, so it is sloping downward. Okay, so that is known as negative cross elasticity of demand. And the third one is zero cross elasticity of demand. Okay, so here there is zero when the two goods are not related to each other. That is, rise in the price of the wheat will not have any effect on the demand for shoes because they are not related. So those goods are known as zero sorry, zero cross elasticity of demand. ओके तो ज़ीरो क्रॉस इलास्टिसिटी में ये दो गुड्स रहते हैं, दे आर नॉट रिलेटेड टू ईच अदर. Okay, next is importance of cross elasticity of demand. Why it is important? First one is it is useful for the business in their practical life. Okay, practical life में cross elasticity of demand is playing a very important role. First one is useful for business. So here in business what they do, they will be able to do okay, so here in general and monopolistic in particular to fix the price. Okay, so studying the nature of demand, the monopolist fixes higher price for those goods which have inelastic demand and lower price for goods which have elastic demand. Okay, so this will help to maximize his profit in the both way. Okay, if the goods are of inelastic way, then the price will be low, but if the goods are of elastic, then the price will be high. Okay, इतना याद रखना. Next is fixation of price. So here even joint elasticity or cross elasticity of demand is very useful for fixing the price which are jointly supplied. Okay, for example tea and coffee, butter and bread, okay, they are jointly supplied. So in case of joint products, okay, like paddy and straw, cost of the product of each is not known. Okay, so here price of each can be fixed by elastic or inelastic demand. Next is it is also helpful for finance minister. So how finance minister, because it will help to levy the tax on goods. Okay, that is, after levying taxes, more and more goods have a inelastic demand. The government collects the revenue from the people without causing them inconvenience. So this is useful for planning also. Okay, next is fixation of wages. Even wages can be fixed with the help of cross elasticity of demand, because it guides the producer to fix the wage of the labor. Okay, they will be fixed high or low according to the elastic and inelastic demand for the labor. Next is in the sphere of international trade. Okay, so here even for international trade it has a very great significance. So it helps to calculate the terms of the trade, okay, consequences, gains from the foreign trade. Okay, then demand for the home products is inelastic, whereas it is profitable for the home country. Next is paradox of poverty. Of just of the plenty, matlab if there is bumper crop, instead of bringing prosperity, result in disaster. So if there is a demand is it for it is inelastic, this is specifically, so producer are of perishable and are not storable. Okay, for such cases also cross elasticity of demand plays a very important role. Next is significant for government economic policies. Now the knowledge of elasticity of demand is very important for the government in such matters as controlling the business cycle, removing inflation, okay, deflationary gaps in the economy. So here price stabilization, purchase and sale of stock, information about elasticity of demand is very useful for the government. Next is determination of price of public utilities. Public utilities service जैसे कि transport service, railway service. So here for that also determination of price is important. So that can be done only when you know about elasticity of demand. That is, cross elasticity of demand is very important. So economic welfare of the society largely depend on the cheap availability. Okay, So based on this you can find out so zero cross elasticity of demand, cross elasticity of demand is very important over here. Next we are going to see what is supply. Now, supply of commodity is meant that the quantity of the commodity which a seller prepares to sell at a given price at a given period of time. Okay, so here supply is what stock and used as a same sense. So here the term is different meaning. Even supply and stock have a different meaning. Okay, stock of commodity refers to the total commodity, okay, total quantity of the commodity which at a given time is available, that is known as stock. Okay, supply is supply to the market. Okay, so here in the market with the seller, supply refers to that part of stock that is seller is prepared to sell at a given period of time, okay, at a given period of price. Okay, so it should be noted that there is a difference between quantity supplied and supply. Okay, so here quantity supplied matlab kya hai, particular quantity of goods which is supplied at a particular price, whereas supply refers to the different quantities supplied at a various price. Okay, so according to Thomson, okay, according to Thomas, okay, supply of goods is a quantity offered for sale in a given market at a given time at a various given price, that is known as supply. Next is, according to Samuelson, supply is what? Supply refers to the amount of goods that producer in a given market desires to sell during a given time period at a various price. Okay, ceteris paribus. Okay, so that is known as supply. Now what are the determinants of supply? How supply is determined? Okay, so here there is a relationship between supply of commodity and its various determinants. So what are the determinants? How good commodity can be supplied? Okay, it is depending on the goals of the firm. What are the goals of the firm? Whether they want to enlarge their business, whether they want to make more profit. So depending on that there will be supply of goods. Next is products own price. Okay, next is price of input, technology, price of related goods, number of suppliers, expectations of producers, government policies. So all together will define the supply. Okay, so supply is equal to the factors कौन से है, goals of the firm, products own price, okay, then price of input, that is I, T for technology, P PT for price of related goods, N for number of suppliers, E for expectations of producers, GP for government policies. Okay, so let's see one factors by detail. Goals of firm. Now goals of the firm also influence the amount of good that a producer is willing to supply. Now if the goal is what, to make profit maximization or sales maximization. If a firm aims at making the profit more, then he will generally supply less quantity. But if the goal is to maximize sales, then they will sell they will produce more goods so that they can sell, okay, at a given price. Then the firm is aiming at sales maximization. Then goods own price. Now as the price of the goods rises, the cost and the price of the other goods remains unchanged, so goods become profitable. Okay, so here, so expanding their outputs, eventually new firm will be attracted into the industry. So hence total supply expands when the price increases and contracts when the price decreases. Okay, then prices of input. Now the prices of the input such as labor, machines, raw material determine the cost of the production. Okay, जैसे कि एक गुड कोई तो प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए उसको बहुत सारी चीज़ें लगते हैं. कौन सी चीज़ें लगते हैं? यू रिक्वायर लेबर, लोग चाहिए काम करने के लिए. यू रिक्वायर मशीनरी, you require raw material. Only then you can produce a good. So these all things will determine the cost of production. So if if जो input है, input price rises, the cost of production increases and profits are reduced, so this will cause supply to fall at a given price. So on the other hand, the fall of input price will reduce cost, that will result in increasing in profit. So this will induce producers to increase the supply at a given price. Next is technology. So technology is what it refers to the way in which inputs can be combined to produce at a given output. So technological improvements such as inventions of new machines will reduce the cost and increase the profit. So increased profitability induces the producer to produce more and increase the supply. Next is price of related goods. Okay, so another major determinants of supply is price of related good, that is substitute goods. So if the price of one production substitute rises, the supply of another substitute decreases. Okay, for example, wheat and corn are substitute. So if there is wait, ओके, इफ वन सब्सटीट्यूट अगर उसका प्राइस राइज हो गया तो दूसरे सब्सटीट्यूट का डिमांड क्या होगा, इंक्रीज होगा. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सब्सटीट्यूट प्राइस ऑल्सो द सप्लाई विल डिपेंड. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज नंबर ऑफ सप्लायर्स. सो अदर थिंग्स बीइंग इक्वल, द लार्जर नंबर ऑफ सप्लाई द greater will be the market supply. The smaller number of supply of the firm in an industry, there will be less market supply will be there. Okay, because अगर large है then the supply will be more, अगर suppliers कम है then the market supply will be less. Then expectations of producers. Now producers, what they do, whenever they supply goods in the market, they have some expectation, that is what, whether the price of the product will be lower in the future, supply in the current time period is increasing. On the other hand, producers, if they expect that the price of the goods they produce will rise in the future, they may store the current production for the later sale, reducing their supply. So depending on the expectation of the producer also, there will be changes in the supply. Next is government policies. Government policies are what, taxation and all. So here the reduction in the quotas and tariffs of the foreign goods will open the market. Okay, so if there is increase, there will be increase in the supply. The policy of liberalization may increase the supply. Next is taxes and subsidies. Now when there is changes in the taxes and subsidies, that will also influence the supply. Now producers जो है, they will mostly depend on subsidies. So if there is more subsidies provided, supply will be more. Okay, if the sales tax is more, then the cost will be increasing and that will reduce the supply. Next is weather. Okay, now this weather is important mostly when the product is of agricultural nature. Okay, so if there is drought, okay, drought वगैरह हो गया, if there is more rain, then the supply will be less. Okay, for product, for example wheat and all, they require less rain. So for that, if there is more rain, then it will be good for rice and all. But if the rain comes do when the field is ready for sowing and all, that time the rain is very good. But at the time of harvest, if the rain comes, then there will be less supply. Okay, next we will see about law of supply. Now law of supply express the relationship between price of the commodity and the supply. Okay, so here when the price rises, supply extends, and when the price falls, okay, so here supply contracts, or the things being equal. Okay, so let's see what is the law of supply says. Okay, they say the law of supply, if the price increases, supply will rise. If the price falls, okay, supply contracts. Okay, so this is the simple meaning of law of supply. So here more are supplied at a higher price and less are at a lower price. So here according to Dooley, the law of supply states that other things being equal, the higher the price, the greater the quantity supplied, lower the price, smaller quantities are supplied. According to Lipps say the law of supply states that other thing being equal, the quantity of the commodity that firm will produce and offers for sale is positive related to the commodity's own price. Okay, raising when the price rises, falling when the price falls. So here, there is a positive relationship between price and the quantity supplied. So here there are some exceptions to the law of supply. So what are the exception? So जैसे कि law of demand के लिए exceptions है, वैसे ही law of supply के लिए भी है. So here the law does not rigorously to the agricultural product whose supply is governed by the climate factors. Okay, this does not have any effect on the agricultural product. If due to natural calamities the production of wheat is low, then the supply will be more. Okay, however, the price may move. Second one is supply of goods having social distinct will remain limited even if the price may rise high. Okay, and third one is seller will be ready to sell more units of perishable goods although their price may be falling. Okay, इसके लिए for three things the exceptions of law of supply doesn't have any effects. Assumptions to the law of supply. So what are the assumptions to the law of supply? There is no change in the price of the factors of production. Second one is there is no change in techniques of production. Third one is there is no change in the goals of firm. Okay, then there is no change in the prices of related goods. Fifth one, producers do not expect a change in the price of the commodity in near future. Okay, so these are what assumptions to the law of supply. Then we will see about supply curve. Okay, now supply curve is the curve which shows the quantity of the product produced at a willing to sell at a different prices. So there are two types of supply curve: individual supply curve and market supply curve. Okay, now individual supply curve is what it will depend on the individual schedule. Okay, so here SS curve जो है, okay, it will depend on the individuals. So here individual demand. Okay, so here it is positive slope, meaning the price rises the quantity supplied extends. Okay, यहाँ पे क्या होता है, as the price rise होता है quantity ज़्यादा बढ़ती है. So see here when the price was 5, okay, when the price was 5 quantity was 10. When the price was 10, okay, quantity कितना supply हुआ 20. When the price was 15 quantity was how much 30. When the price was 20 quantity was 40. So as the price increases, demand for the quantity, supply for the quantity increases. Market supply curve, okay, जो है it is a separate supply curve of all the producers in the market. Okay, so it will depend on the different suppliers. Okay, suppliers के ऊपर it will depend. So here as and when quantity of A और B का separate है, so here total curve जो है market supply curve, okay, it will depend on the each market supplier. Next is equilibrium of demand and supply for price discrimination. Now supply of demand model states that price of the goods will be level where the quantity demanded equals to the quantity supplied. Okay, तभी वो level में आ जाएगा. Now there are 4 basic laws of supply and demand. Okay, क्या law है? That is, if demand increases supply remains unchanged. Okay, then it leads to higher equilibrium price and higher quantity. Okay, so that is there. So here when the demand is more, okay, then equilibrium is high. Okay, when the demand and supply remains the same, okay, when the demand is increasing supply remains unchanged, okay, that time equilibrium is high. When the demand decreases supply remains unchanged, then it leads to lower equilibrium price and lower quantities. Okay, then if the supply increases and demand remains unchanged, okay, supply जब ज़्यादा होता है demand unchanged रहता है, it leads to lower equilibrium price and higher quantity. Okay, if the supply decreases and the demand remains unchanged. Okay, that time what happens, then it lead to higher equilibrium and higher equilibrium price and lower quantity. Okay, so here equilibrium is what, it is a price quantity pair. Okay, where the quantity demand is equal to the quantity supplied, only then it is known as equilibrium of demand and supply for price discrimination. As you can see over here, there is a graph which is shown. Okay, in that graph you can see, as the price जो है, okay, when the price increases, okay, the quantity will be depending on the what type of a quantity is supplied. So price is affected by the demand and supply. Okay, always remember, जो भी seller changes the price requested to a lower level, the producer or services become more attractive to use financial resources to a larger number of buyers. Okay, so you are expanding the total market of the item. So your total market demand by all buyers for the product type, okay, are called as primary demand. Okay, so here demand oriented prices focus on the nature of the demand curve for the product and service being priced. Okay, so here for demand there are four types of basics law of supply and demand. So according to that the price is determined. Okay, so in this chapter we have seen, we have completed all the things, that is, let me revise what we have learned. So this is the biggest chapter in this your first term. We have seen what is demand, what is determinants of demand, law of demand, elasticity of demand, supply, law of supply, and equilibrium of demand and supply for price determination. This thing we have learned in this chapter. In the next class we will be starting with the last chapter, that is production analysis.